Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Lineage Break, a Grand Archive TCG podcast. I am your host, Cam, and with me, as always, is Steve.
Hey, folks.
We are happy to announce that today's episode of Lineage Break is brought to you by Perfect Fit TCG, which is an online store that we've talked about a couple of times on the show. They are your one-stop shop for Grand Archive singles, whether that be first edition or pre-orders for the Altar cards coming out in just a couple of weeks. If you guys are looking to pick up any singles, you can use our discount code LB5 to get 5% off at checkout, and that gives a little bit of a kickback to us here at Lineage Break. So thank you to Perfect Fit TCG for sponsoring the show.
Yes, thanks, guys.
All that rigmarole out of the way, we are back. It is Friday. We are 3 weeks in a row. We are on the grind, as it were.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we skipped spring, and it is 1,000,000 degrees out here.
Yeah, yesterday and today, it's like 85 degrees in Massachusetts, whereas like the day before that, it was what, like 50 or something? Like,
yeah. We're not doing too hot in the temperature department.
We are in fact doing very hot.
I guess that's fair. Yeah. But a lot of big news this week.
Yeah, we have lots of things to talk about. Last week we didn't have a whole lot, so we did a fun little tier list show or whatever. But
I guess I should talk about the elephant in the room.
Who? Is it me?
No, I think it's me. We made a little bit of an oopsie last week.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Just a little bit of an oopsie. It turns out.
Yeah.
Excalibur Cleansing Light
that's
is the name.
Has class bonus.
It has class bonus. Unfortunately, I nor Cam know how to read.
Yeah.
Never learned that skill. And that indeed is a warrior card.
Right.
Meant to be used with Trisket. Cannot be. Best assassin card can't be used in assassin.
Yeah, it's
it's real rough.
It's tough. Still, I stand by our statement. Very, very powerful card.
It's a very great card,
even without its bottom text. But without its bottom text, definitely worse.
Yeah,
I assumed, because it's a Luxem card.
I never even thought to look at it because I'm like, Luxem has to be assassin, right?
Well, because I knew it had class bonus.
Right.
I just assumed it
was assassin. Yeah. Unfortunately, our buddy Gaz pointed it out to us that we need to go back to preschool and learn how to
dumb.
read.
We do that a lot. Reading cards explains cards. That's what they tell you when you learn how to play these card games. But now we know before we make a fool of ourselves on a more public stage.
Right.
So.
Definitely feeling a lot more confident about not playing Xander.
The card was pretty busted,
it was so good. It was so good. My deck was tuned up, and I was like, doing the thing, and can't do that anymore.
Takes a little bit more finesse.
Now I have to think about things.
Yeah, you got to think about when you're going to cast it, just not in your opponent's upkeep. Time walk you.
Yeah.
Or you play Trisket. That's the real, the super big.
You've been like twisting my arm
to
play
that fucking Trisket deck. She's sick. You get to time walk your opponent so much. She gains probably some life. She attacks? Maybe. For 2. It's, I don't know, seems kind of busted. So this week we got a couple of things. The first of which, I don't have that in front of me, but Silidar, one of the devs on the Discord, put out like a big announcement about all sorts of stuff that is going to be announced throughout the month. So that includes the stuff we're going to talk about today, as well as I think they're going to talk about like regionals and store championships, which is super cool. As well as I think Sitzecross is doing like the retrospective on getting Dawn of Ashes to print, which is super cool. So that stuff's going to be coming out in the coming weeks, and obviously we will talk about that as we get closer to launch. As of filming today, we are 2 whole weeks, 14 days away from Altar launch. Feels like we've been shooting this show for as long as we've been shooting this show.
I know. It's. I like looked at the videos. I'm like, really? We have that?
Yeah,
many
this
videos
is like episode 7 or something.
I don't know. We've ramped up production, so it's like, what episode?
I made a mistake the last time that I did something like this, where I numbered everything, which is fine. You can number your podcast episodes, but then like some of them, like the recording got like biffed, or some of them, like the VOD didn't get uploaded, so then like there was always gaps. So I haven't been numbering our episodes, but I think we're on number.
Yeah, I think
7.
this is number 7, but
now we're doing the thing that I said I was going to do.
Yeah, let's do the thing, guys.
But soon, it's right around the corner. A couple of people asked me like just this weekend. They were like, "Hey, is Grand Archive out yet?" Because we've been talking a whole lot about it at the store, and I'm like, just a couple of weeks, and we're there. We're I don't know if we mentioned it last week, but I think we're planning to do like a starter deck tournament the week after release to try to get people into the fold, and then hopefully we will snowball some locals from there. Mm-hmm. So again, of course, if you guys are in the Massachusetts area, I say it every time, hit us up. We will be running a bunch of Grand Archive stuff here in the New England area. I don't know if our store is big enough, but I'm going to hopefully sign us up for regionals, and we'll see if we get picked for New England regionals up here. There's plenty of great stores in the area, so we are not devoid of places that we can run New England regionals, which is super cool. But we'll throw our hat in the ring when that time comes. But what we're going to talk about today is a couple of events. One that is unfortunately we are not going to be attending, and then of course we got all of the details for Ascent Houston, which we've mentioned on the show, and we talked a little bit about I think 2 weeks ago. But we have all of the details, all of the things, the full breakdown. So we'll go over that with you guys and talk about it a little bit. But before we do that, Grand Archive is going to an event in May. I think it's mid-May, so 6 weeks or so, is Anime North in good old Canada, which unfortunately is like actually pretty close to us, but no passports, no pre-planning. Unfortunately,
did not expect to have to go to Canada, and I let my passport expire.
Yep.
So real rough.
And those take 12 weeks or something to get a passport. So
we're talking about passports. I'm going to bring this up. When I got my passport,
put your foot down.
I expedited my passport.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, it's going to take like 3 months. And I was like, okay, I'm going to expedite it. It's,
it'll take 2.5 months.
It's supposed to take like a month. I got my passport the day before I was supposed to go to Mexico.
Perfect.
3 months after I paid $300 to expedite it.
Thanks, U.S. government.
Like, what is going on?
Do other people need? Is that like? I guess that's a global thing, right? Like everybody, needs a passport to go places.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's just nearly as bad.
I would assume that. I would assume
so cursed.
Yeah.
I just assume everything here is like slower and less organized than anyone else.
Well, yeah.
Like, how long do you think it takes to get a passport in Sweden? It's probably like 3 minutes.
They probably like.
They're like, here you go.
Yeah. It's just like everyone gets one.
So we will not be able to go to Anime North, but Grand Archive will be there. I think they're running some like on-demand stuff, nothing like crazy huge. There is an event exclusive promo, which is pretty cool. It is strategic planning, and it's got big sexy Xander on it, and he's planning his convention route or something.
I really enjoyed that.
It's super cute.
I really wanted it, but
I think maybe they'll be cheap. I don't know. Like you can
we'll see.
You can get that like the like Australian promo, like the non-foil one. People are selling for like $20-$30. So like you can probably pick one up.
I don't know if I want to spend $20 or $30 for strategic planning.
I know. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah.
If it was another assassin card, maybe. But
I'm gonna be so sad when you've seen the Taiwan promo.
No,
it's favorable wins.
Oh,
and that card's super good.
That's really good.
I definitively am gonna need to pick up a place out of those. I really like the Australian promo, but it's Empowering Harmony. I'm never playing that card, right? Like, so like I was like, whatever. But like favorable wins, card's too good. So, that one's not out yet. But yeah, so they'll be at Anime North. There will be an exclusive promo for strategic planning with Xander on it. And then I believe Hanchu is going to be there as well, which is she's one of the artists for Grand Archive. She does amazing work.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I know she personally has like some exclusive playmats that have her like gold signature on them, which are super cool.
Yeah,
I always like the signatured playmats when anyone does them.
I don't have one, but I'm always super jealous.
It's super nice. Yeah, I don't either. I just see people with their cool signature.
Like I've definitely bought in like a bunch of like art, like local artist playmats from people, and I just like I never shell out for the extra to get the
Right.
gold signature, but
They're super nice.
they are really nice.
So I will be jealous. Also, like the thing that I'm super sad to be missing. So hopefully, Hanchu comes to some of the stuff that we're going to. Is she's gonna have artist proofs? I didn't even know they were doing artist proofs for Grand Archive, which is
that's super cool.
so cool. I love artist proofs. Especially again, this is a game where I don't think they've said anything about it. I guess I'll poke them in the Discord. They love when I do that. Where like Flesh and Blood, right? As an example, you can use artist proofs for like certain types of cards in that game. So I'm hoping that maybe that's the case for this as well. It's usually not cards in your deck, so it'd be like you can maybe use artist proofs for your material deck cards, which
that'd be
I
super
think
cool.
would be super cool.
Yeah.
So hopefully that is the thing that they let us do. So they're going to Anime North in a little bit. They're going to be coming right by us. There's maybe a chance that we see them here in house. We'll tell you if that's a thing that happens as the Grand Archive folks head up to Anime North. But the big piece of news that we're going to spend probably all of the episode today talking about is we have all of the details for the first flagship event for Grand Archive, Ascent Houston, which is happening September 30th through October 1st, Saturday and Sunday at the end of September. And we have said several times that we are going. We are still making our plans, but that is still the plan for us to go and shoot some content and stuff with some of the other creators for Grand Archive, and of course play in the tournament. So we have all those details. I know a couple of weeks ago we talked a little bit about Ascent, and we had some like preliminary prize support stuff that we talked about. And we are happy to tell you that all of that stuff that we talked about is still true. So cool that there was no like big oopsie
rug pull or
Right.
change in plan, but
because when we talked about it, we were so excited by how much prize support there is, and so that hasn't changed. There's in fact more than
yeah.
than we
Turns
thought there
out
was.
it's even better.
Right. Yeah. And we were talking about it a little bit before the show. The tickets for the event are a little expensive. We'll talk about those later as we get through here. But I think hopefully the prize support will be indicative of why the the tickets to the event are a little pricey. So they've announced that it's a $10,000 minimum pool, and that's going to be based on attendance. So even if it's just Steve and I that show up and nobody else shows up, they're going to hand us $10,000.
No one show up.
Thank you, Weaves of the Short. We appreciate it. But based on player count, we'll come up a little bit. They have announced that there's a 256 player limit. I think that is probably just due to the location.
Yeah.
You can only have so many people in the building, so they didn't want to go hog wild. I mentioned it to one of the devs on Discord. I was like, do you think the event's going to sell out? And he was like, no, I don't think so. But also I thought that our game was going to get 100K in Kickstarter, and we got 950 or whatever. So it's like, we have to temper our expectations. We don't really know, what the word is going to be. So yeah, we talked a little bit about the pricing a couple of weeks ago, so we won't dig into it too much. But all of the top 8 players get that beautiful Athene, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Yeah,
I'd say Athene.
Athene. Get that beautiful girl that I'll put her up on the screen so we get to look at her again.
Yeah.
Goes to the top 8 of Ascent Houston, and we have now learned that is at least I assume based on the way that they've presented it that this is going to be the Houston card, and that means that probably the other Ascents will have different ones like Water Spirit, etc.
Fingers crossed, Ascent Boston.
Ascent Boston.
Do the thing.
So the top 8 players get the beautiful CPR Spirit of Fire. They all also get some variety of both first edition booster boxes and Fractured Crown booster boxes. So first place gets a case, second place gets half a case. I think third gets a third of a case, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. And then the cash prizes are wild. First place gets a whole $5,000.
Yeah.
I don't even think you get that much money like going to a Magic tournament these days.
I don't think so.
It's
No,
nuts.
I
It's a
definitely
lot
don't.
of money, I think, for a first event.
Yeah, it's wild, and it just gets better. Like pretty much, if you top 8, you're pretty much making your trip money back.
Right. Yeah, I think 8th place is 5th through 8th is $250, which is like nothing to sneeze at. That like pays for your hotel at the very least.
Right.
You know. So yeah, first place $5,000, second place is $2,500, third place is $1,000, fourth place is $500, and then 5th through 8th is $250.
Yeah.
And that's the minimum that if we sell out this event.
Yep.
Stomps.
It goes up.
It's crazy. I am super excited that the prize support is so wild, because I think there's like plenty of people that I know that are like competitive card game people that like probably couldn't give a shit about anime art or whatever. Teach their own. They're wrong, but like it's okay to be wrong.
It's okay to be wrong, right? Like
but like when I say hey, it's like a really good card game. It's got like good backbone to it, and also is a $10,000 tournament.
Right.
I think that like does really pull in a lot of people. Hopefully, for the better. Obviously, more people playing the game is better. So yeah, that's your top 8 prizing, and then top 32 all get the foil Ascent Houston 2023 promo, which we don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
With a top 32 stamp on it. They also get a playmat that I think is exclusive to getting top 32. So I'm always a big fan of top 8 playmats or whatever. That's the thing that like Y Shores does all the time. So.
Yeah, I know Force of Will used to do that too.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, we have some of yours kicking around at the at the store. So yeah, super great prize support. The only thing that I wouldn't say disappointed, because I think it's like totally reasonable. But they did put out like a clarifying statement that before we talk about Path of Silver. That you are allowed to enter both the Path of Steel and the Path of Silver. However, they do not recommend it, just due to the way that the tournament is structured. A lot of the like important stuff for Path of Silver on day 2, you just probably won't be able to do if you're in day 2 of Path of Steel. So it's a weird sort of...
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think I'm just going to be focusing on Path of Steel.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way as well.
I really think that the Path of Silver is super cool. I really think that it's the right thing to do for a game, especially because like no other game I've ever played has like kind of cared about collectors.
Right.
And to see like a competitive collecting aspect of a game is super cool.
Yeah, I like, obviously we're super into the game, if you guys didn't know that.
Oh, jeez.
So, like, my first instinct is I want to do all the things. I want to do everything. I want to, put my toes into all of the Grand Archive things. But I think, ultimately, Path of Silver is, like, probably just not for us, and that is okay. I think it's really cool that... you reward people that were like probably collecting anyway, right? Like everything's a collectible card game. Every TCG has collectors. Like those people are going to exist whether they did this or not.
Right.
But I think it's really cool that at your like flagship events you celebrate those people, and so there's a reason for them to come out, right?
Right.
So you get these cool like groupings of people that are just like hanging out and talking about their collections and sharing their love for the game, that are not getting like super sweaty in the competitive tournament.
Right.
Not to say that this isn't a competitive thing. Obviously, people want to win the Path of Silver. But yeah, I think obviously it's like they said that they're going to do their best so that, the like Giga Whales don't automatically win, but based on the way that set bonuses are or whatever, if you're Geo, hey Geo, with your like 15 CURs or whatever it is that he has, you're not like a shoe-in to win. However, I think there is the caveat that obviously foils are worth more, and it's only a little bit, I think. But the people that are, collectors are the ones that are going to be favored. Like Steve and I, that will have like play sets of the set, sure, but like we're obviously going to lose out to the people that have been collecting all the foils and have like
they have
a binder full of foils that even if like we have the same pool and 20 of their cards are foil as opposed to Steve and I's, we're going to lose because 20 of their cards are foil. They're going to win by their 20 points or whatever. So I think I've accepted that this one's probably not for us, and we'll cheer on our friends as they do the thing.
The one thing I'm glad is, right, that they didn't put the Spirit of Water in silver.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'd be so pitted.
I'm a Spirit of Water main.
Yeah.
I love playing water. This is my favorite element in the game so far. I would have been crying in a corner.
But the one that they did give us for the Path of Silver is Morgan Lost Spirit. And she is absolutely gorgeous. Same thing. We'll put her up on the screen.
Yeah. This art is just phenomenal. Every time they reveal a new card in this game, promo,
right.
spoiler card, I'm just floored at how amazing the artist choices are.
Right.
Like, oh my god, you got
they are.
I can't
good.
even believe it. Like, I absolutely just love the art in this game.
Yeah, it's good when every time they show one of these like fancy cards, like we got a little sneak peek of Gildus on Discord the other day. I want all of them. Like,
right?
I want this, this Morgan Lost Spirit, even though she's like currently categorically unplayable. I just like
right.
The card is gorgeous, So I'll be very happy for the top 8 of Path of Silver getting this Morgan. I won't be bitter at all. No problems here.
No shade will be thrown.
Not even upset. And then they're doing a cool thing where the Path of Silver is going to be split, or the way that you get points for Path of Silver is split into 3 categories, which they haven't announced exactly what those are going to be, but we'll obviously get details later on. But the top 8 for each category is pretty cool. They get a stamped version of the Ascent promo with whatever like category they were top 8 in, which I think is also very cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
So yeah, I think rewarding collectors is cool. I think like stuff like that is all like very attainable for normal people.
Right.
I feel like top 8 is probably going to be, the people that are really collecting.
Right. The people that have the play sets of every card foil.
Right. And like, obviously that's what it's for,
right?
Right. Like it's, it's not unfair that the collectors are winning the collector tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's really cool that there's like these top 8s for these people that are like, I only collect Sylvie squirrels, and then like they get top 8 in charm because they have, more foil woodland squirrels than everyone else or whatever.
The only foil cards I collect are woodland squirrels and Embertail squirrels. Yeah. Open the binder. There's 300 of each.
Yeah, I'm really curious how that sort of strategy will do. I hope that somebody at Path of Silver does that, because you just like submit a 60 card pool, right? Right. And there's like set bonuses or whatever. But I don't think there's a limit of how many of each card you can submit. So I just really want somebody to come in and be like, now listen, there's 154 or whatever of every first edition foil. I have all of them. I have all of the woodland squirrels. Here they are.
I've bought every single woodland squirrel in foil from first edition.
Yeah.
Do I win?
And they're probably like, no, but
no,
here's
but
something.
If someone actually did that,
right,
give them a box.
All I'm saying,
give them a box of Fractured Crown, because that is insane.
Right. All I'm saying, if you're trying to make some money, right, I can't see a way that you submit a 60 card box of 60 foil copies of Refurbish, and you don't get some sort of ultra cursed prize from the dev team.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, pick up your foil refurbishes now. That's that's the route to victory.
I mean, word on the table, or word on the circuit is Furbish is gonna get banned.
It's an official, like we can screenshot and timestamp and all of that. That if in the Path of Steel, if one of the people in top 8, it doesn't even have to be the winner, has a main deck refurbish, Celadar said he will ban that card. So,
so that being said, I'm playing a copy of Refurbish in my deck for Path of Steel, in hopes to get a card banned.
Yeah, I wonder, and this has been going around the Discord a lot the past day or so. I wonder how many people we can get to do it. It's like probably a lot.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I feel like the community is so close knit that like,
right. Yeah,
I feel like we should put a rally cry out for every single person to play one copy of Refurbish.
Yeah, I'm so excited for like all of these, like very talented players in the Discord to like come out to Ascent. And then everyone's playing a copy of Refurbish. And then, like, obviously we're just going to lose to the people that just, like, showed up to the tournament and aren't in Discord because they're not playing Refurbish in their deck.
It's just singular Refurbish.
To be fair, it's not even, like, the worst card. It's fine.
It's all right.
It's, like, it's all right.
It's at least playable if you're playing Lorraine.
It's, like, good with, the swords that are good.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Spirit Ruler of Lorraine with Refurbishing deck. It seems good.
You can play Refurbish in Xander and put it on your like Carwanen or whatever. You know, your 3/3/1 sword.
Cam,
right?
Who is playing Carwanen?
I don't know.
Outside of
the people that are playing Refurbish, it's one and the same.
Outside of Insol combo, who is playing Carwanen?
Listen, man, I'm just trying to,
Xander doesn't play his own weapons.
I'm trying to hype up.
Maybe Poison Dagger.
Yeah. You can
Assassin's
put some
Ripper.
Yeah, you can put some counters on that.
Yeah.
Just 4 durability. It's pretty busted. Galantine. Anyways. So yeah, those are the 2 flagship events for Ascent Houston. They've also announced that they're going to be doing some side events, which is so cool. Because even bigger games like Flesh and Blood, they don't even like do on demands, which is something that I've like really missed from playing Magic, where like you scrub out of the tournament, or like even if you don't scrub out of the tournament, you do like pretty good on day 1, but you don't make day 2, which is totally reasonable. I think in this case it's going to be a top 32 cut, so like not making top 32 is very reasonable. I'm going to keep telling myself that for when I miss top 32, and be like, you did your best.
Cam's going to be 33. I'm going to be 34, and we're going to cry. We're just going to cry so hard.
But yeah, they've announced that they're doing like on-demand drafts and on-demand like constructed side events for these like prize tickets that you're going to be able to use at the Ascent store. Mm-hmm. So I think that's super cool. I'm always a big fan. Hopefully they have enough staff is the only thing that I'm worried about. They haven't announced any sort of like judge program or anything. Obviously, the event's in September. We have plenty of time to hammer out all these details. But
I'm very interested also in getting on board for the judge program. Right. I've always been interested in it. I was on my path to being a judge in Force of Will at one point.
Right. I'm always super torn because I always feel. I like really enjoy when I'm part of a community, like building said community, which usually lends me towards like being part of the judge program. I was a judge for Weiss Schwarz for a while, because like when you run like a local scene or whatever, you need somebody to step up and do that. But it obviously means that person is playing less. So I'm always torn, and I feel very similarly about Grand Archive. It's like, do I want to do the judge program? And then like judge events, but that means I don't get to play in those events. I sent out like a feeler message to one of the devs on Discord, and I don't know, maybe they'll watch this. But I was like, hey, you guys doing any coverage for Ascent? And I was like, because at the time I was like, because like we're bringing equipment, we could like do coverage, but that also means that like we wouldn't get to play in the event. Right. And I really do want to play in the event. So yeah, I'm always like torn on should we like focus more on building the community and being sort of selfless in that way or whatever, or I like selfishly very much love playing the game.
Right.
It's a good problem to have, like very first world problem, right? It's like I don't know how I want to enjoy this game more.
Yeah. Do I want to talk about a live stream, which I would love to do?
I know, right? Yeah.
And just commentate on people playing the game.
Right.
Or would I want to play the game?
I know, right? Oh, that's tough.
This is a really hard one.
I don't even know what they're going to do about that. And imagine us feeling important enough to be chosen to do coverage.
Right.
But anyways, so yeah, side events and stuff, very cool. They are bringing the gotcha machine that they've mentioned a lot. The gotcha machine exists.
That is fantastic. I can't wait.
I know they gave some out in the earlier days, and please, anybody who has been around longer than we have, please let us know. I don't know how to get these goddamn Sylvie coins. I want the coins, and like I assume there'll be ways to get them at the event, surely. But where are my coins? I want to get these stupid gotcha coins. It says, find the mysterious coin machine hidden somewhere in the venue. Ooh. And then in parentheses, it says it probably will be pretty easy to find and probably won't be too mysterious. But so the gotcha machine will be there. God knows what it's dispensing. Cards? I don't know. Is it going to be like one of those, the like sticker machines where you put you slam it in?
God, I miss those machines.
I hope so. Yeah, that'd be sweet. Just like what a wild company these people are.
I love it so much.
They have their own gotcha machine. And then also very, very cool. At the end of the event, so we assume like Sunday night closing ceremony type stuff. There's going to be like a sort of presentation from the developers, where I assume they're going to spoil a bunch of cool stuff about what's coming. in the next set and stuff like that. Because this is going to be like hot off the heels of FTC.
Yeah.
It's like a month after FTC launches, so I assume they'll be talking about whatever.
God.
I think it's ALC is the code for the next set.
Yeah. The dream.
Cleric.
The dream, Cam,
Cleric?
is that we get level 1 cleric or level 0 cleric, level 0 guardian, level 0 ranger.
Yeah.
For spoilers.
Well, you mean level 1, right?
No, level 0.
Oh,
yeah, level 1. Level 1. I'm so sorry.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, level
breaking the tenants.
Level 1. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'd be super cool.
Please, like I don't need their whole line. Just give me the first. Give me the first.
God, I want that cleric so bad. And I was promised. All right, Sitzcraft said in the Discord when I was talking a whole lot of smack about how bad I want to play cleric. He said there's going to be some cute cleric girls in Fractured Crown.
We already have cute cleric girls. So if we have more, and I can just play water cleric, my life is complete.
I'm there with you, brother. I want it to be Death and Taxes. I really do.
Yeah.
I really like Lunette's like design space.
I was gonna say like a lot of like the balance stuff, which kind of seems to be what cleric is.
Right.
It definitely seems like a Death and Taxes board state control.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah. I think that's super cool.
You heard it here first, folks. Lineage Break.
Yeah,
boys
we have the cleric podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just straight up just playing cleric.
I think that is going to be very hard to not be true.
Yeah.
When it comes out, so we will see. Maybe if they're Sylvia level playable, I will not play cleric. But
I don't know.
She's okay now. I mean, if they're 2 weeks ago Sylvia level playable, I'm maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say
maybe not.
I've been seeing people messing around with it.
Good.
You know,
I think she's all right.
You put a bunch of good wind cards in a deck with a big monkey, and it works.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Gaz just put out a video. So
yeah.
We'll leave a link to Gazmus's video about Silverback Sylvie in the description below.
I love it. I love it so much. I definitely want to be testing it later.
Yeah, we can do that. All right, so a couple more things. God, this article is very, very large. They announced, we mentioned a couple of times that all of these events are going to be awarding Ascent store tickets that are going to be able to get like exclusive playmats. Like they're bringing all of the champions and the domains, so you'll be able to get your
those are super cool.
Your like Sylvie Earthtoon playmat, which is what I want because that art is chef's kiss, super cute. As well as uncut sheets, which is not something I've ever really cared about, but it is cool.
They're very cool to look at.
I guess it depends how many meme tickets there are, because like it'd be cool to hang one up in the store. But
right. Or in our
it's true. Like right here,
barren.
Maybe I am into uncut sheets
into our barren space,
right? And then promotional cards as well, which I assume will be exclusive, or maybe like they'll just have like Sink into Oblivions or some of the.
God, I hope
some of the like hard to get ones like Bubble Mages or something. I don't know.
I need to pick up a playset of those Sink into Oblivions.
Yeah.
I don't even need them in foil. I just need a playset of them.
Yeah. They're not too bad. I think they're like everything else. You can like pick them up $20 pop.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that we want to talk about is, or I guess two things we want to talk about, but is the prices for admission, which we mentioned a little bit earlier, are a little bit on the pricier side for tournaments, but like nothing that I'm not used to paying. I mean, like this is pretty in line with like large tournaments for other games. So the regular admission, which is what most people will probably be looking for, is $60 for both the Path of Steel and the Path of Silver, but we'll focus on the Path of Steel, which I think is the more popular option.
Mm-hmm.
So it's $60 to get entry into the event. You get 400 Ascent store tickets, which they do note is enough to get a playmat. So we assume playmats are 400 tickets.
Mm-hmm.
We use that as sort of a barometer. And then you get a non-foil version of the Ascent entry promo, which is the one that they've mentioned a couple of times, comes in foil and stamped.
Yeah.
And so this is a non-foil version, and that's for $60. And then for $120, you get all of those things, as well as a leather deck box, which holds one deck, which is a new thing.
Yeah, very, very weird choice.
Yeah.
Because all the other deck boxes so far have been double deck boxes.
Right. Yeah, maybe they're trying to separate things. Like maybe all the event deck boxes will be singles, and then all the like merch store stuff will be doubles. Yeah. I don't know. The doubles are really nice though, so like I assume this will also be a very nice box.
Yeah. Also, merch store when?
Soon. They said when they're not busy, so hopefully soon. I don't know, May?
Hopefully soon. I'm trying to get,
They're going to hit me with the, because the tickets for this go live on May 20th,
Yeah.
and then merch store is going to be, May 19th, and we're like, why would you do this to me?
I can't afford
What
both.
am I supposed to do?
I can't afford both.
So you get a deck box, you get the non-foil promo as well as a foil promo, and you get a side event entry for, a draft or something. So I think that one's probably the best, bang for your buck.
Yeah.
And then last is the big high roller VIP package, which gets you admission into the event, 800 tickets, which is double what the other ones get, so enough to get 2 playmats. You do get that deck box. You get a play set of non-foil and foil of the promo. You get 2 side event entries. You get a commemorative D30 gemstone damage counting dice. D30 die.
That's super cool.
It is very cool. Yeah, it sure is cool, isn't it?
No longer are the days that we need to use
extra dice off
a
our D20.
D20 and then
like a D6 or whatever. So we do that. And then you get access to the VIP lounge with snacks and drinks. I never know what any of that means. These VIP lounges at events or whatever.
The dream would be you go in there, you get a rum and coke.
Right. I don't think they're going to do that. No. And they've said that those are limited. There's 24 VIP packages, so I think those are going to go pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I know that a lot of the boys, TM, are gunning to get VIP packages, so I'm like, maybe. I'm thinking about it. I don't know.
Well, I can say this right now. I'm looking. We're here looking at the championship.
I think that's the correct choice for sure. Basically paying $120 for a fancy die is a tough sell.
Yeah.
But I'm also a dummy, so we will see. I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna hope that I get there at 5 minutes after they go on sale, and they're just all sold out, and so I don't have to think about it. But so those are your event entries, and then you can get that VIP package for silver as well. It's very similar. So that is just about it. The only other thing that I wanted to talk about, which relates back to the prize support for the Path of Steel, is something that they, I think, said when we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. But first and second place of the Path of Steel, so the winner and the runner-up both get an invite to Nationals. We don't know what Nationals is quite yet. I did poke Silidar on Discord yesterday to ask him about that. He said that they're aiming for National season to be early 2024. And I assume when National season is happening, much like other card games, there'll be local level events. This is speculation. No confirmation from Weebs of the Shore. But I assume there'll be local level qualifiers or whatever. But the really cool thing about the people that qualify at Ascent is first and second place get a Nationals wild card qualifier. So it's a physical card. It is an extended art foil of Orb of Regret, so extremely playable card. And it is transferable. It's a physical card, so you can sell it, you can trade it, whatever. And then when Nationals comes around, you hand this to the event organizer. You say, "Here's my Nationals wild card." They give you entry into the event, and then they hand you back a CPR version of Orb of Regret.
That's so cool.
Just so sick. So it's going to be
so
signatured
awesome.
Foil Orb of Regret.
That's so cool. Oh.
Super cool. On a whole lot of levels for me is that obviously cool foil cards are sweet. But I've also always been a huge fan of transferable professional invites. This is something that I think Flesh and Blood does really well, where it rewards these high stakes competitive players where say that there is a local level qualifier or whatever, and they qualify that way. So they already have their qualification to Nationals, and then they win a big event like Ascent. It gives them this sort of reward for duplicating their invites, and they can sell that and make a bunch of money and still get to go to the cool event. So it's a cool in-between step between how Magic used to pay their pro players to play the game, which is not really feasible. I understand why they don't do that anymore. So it gives you sort of a half step where you can play the game semi-professionally and sell these high-stakes prize cards to make up for the financial loss. So I think that's super cool. I think any game doing transferable professional invites is super cool, and the way that they're doing it is awesome because it's also I assume very coveted collector's piece.
Yeah.
I know people have been throwing around crazy numbers on Discord. Who knows if any of those are real, but people have been throwing out crazy.
I mean, hey, man, this is one of those games where I see in all the buy-sell groups and stuff, people throwing around big numbers and just yeah, I want to buy all these CURs real
Yeah,
quick.
but, like,
and I'm just like,
some people be doing that.
I know some people be doing that, and it's just super cool to see such an early game already have people
it's crazy.
like that. Like,
Shout
just
out to,
dropping.
like V Supply, who runs the Marketplace Discord. That man is, just dumping cash. I see him buying stuff all the time. So I think, is there anything I missed, Steve?
No, I think
it's a lot to digest.
Yeah, there's a lot of good information here.
Right.
I feel like the closer and closer we get to release, the more and more excited I'm getting.
Yeah, we're so excited.
I just can't wait for this game to full launch and just be able to play it all the time.
I keep telling people, every time anybody asks me, I'm just like shaking with excitement on we just want to get the game rolling and hopefully build up a scene here at the store and just be excited and play the game and get people into the community. So so I think that's it. Like I mentioned earlier, the devs put out like a big list of things that we're going to get over the past week. I pulled that up so at least we know what we're looking at. What is today? Today's the 15th?
Today's the 14th.
14th. So this weekend we should be getting the index update. So finally, index when we'll be getting the altar cards on the index.
Nice.
As well as it looks like the event pack cards. I don't know that those change other than just the event pack like CURs or whatever. Yeah. And then sometime next week we're going to be getting that like retrospective from Sitzecrass, which is cool. Mm-hmm. And then probably more important for the show, not that it is better than reading the beautiful retrospective from Sit, but on April 19th it just says introducing Fractured Crown, so we might get little bit of little teasies,
some more cards,
little stuff to talk about on the show,
nice.
little speculation to be had. So that'll be next week. So we will be back next week talking about that, hopefully, as long as everything comes out on schedule. And then at the end of the month, they're going to be announcing regionals and store champs. Mm-hmm. We unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, very, very much congratulations to a friend of ours. I will be at a wedding that week, so we will have to take a week off from the show. But
it just happens to line up with release too. It was real rough, but
that's the way it goes.
Congrats
to Patrick. All right, so I think that is all that we want to talk about. Once again, thank you to Perfect Fit TCG for sponsoring the show this week. Also, if you guys have any things that you want us to talk about, any things that we messed up like we did last week, make sure to let us know in the comments below. And of course, you can find us on Discord. We always leave our Discord handles below. You can find us on Twitter, all that cool stuff. Make sure to follow all of our friends that we post down below. You can find our discount code for Perfect Fit TCG in the description, all that cool YouTube stuff. I think that's it.
Yeah, sounds good. Have a good one, guys.